Live now.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. We're few, but we're mighty. We're going to start Rialto Unified School District of the regular meeting of the Board of Education for May 19th, 2021. It is 6 p.m. and the rest of the board members will join us in closed session in a little while. Okay, so we're calling to order at 6. Open session, comments on closed session agenda items. Anyone, Dr. Avila?
None.
Thank you. Okay, can I have a motion and a second to move into closed session, please?
So moved. I think Nancy Kelly is moving and Clerk Lewis will second.
Okay, so moved.
Okay, second and first then. Okay, who's first? Who's on first, right?
Mrs. O'Kelly.
Mhm.
And second.
That was rhetorical. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here comes my cup of coffee from my lovely wife. All righty. Thank you, hon. Okay, what we are doing in closed session is public employee, employment discipline, dismissal, release, reassignment of employees per Government Code Section 54957. Student expulsions, reinstatements, and expulsion enrollments. Conference with labor negotiators, agency designated representatives, Cuauhtemoc Avila, Superintendent, Rhea McGyver Gibbs, Lead Personnel Agent, Personnel Services, and Rhonda Kramer, also Lead Personnel Agent, Personnel Services. Employee organizations, California School Employees Association, Chapter 203, CSEA, Rialto Education Association, REA, and Communication Workers of America. Conference with labor negotiator, Government Code 54957.6, designated representative, Board President Joseph W. Martinez, and Dr. Avila, Cuauhtemoc Avila, unrepresented, I'll get that right, unrepresented employee. And okay, see if anyone else joined me. Ms. Walker, can you hear me? So you can, everyone's here. Okay. Going by roll call. Ms. Walker, how do you vote to go into closed session?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Thank you. Sorry for going out of order. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you. And myself, aye. That button, don't we love it? Okay, time is 6:03. Don't forget to dial the number that was texted to us earlier. We expect to be back 7 o'clock-ish or shortly thereafter. Tom.
We are live.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Avila. Everyone, welcome. We're returning from closed session to the RIALTO Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education for May 19th, 2021. Adjournment of closed session. Board, can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Walker, second.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, vote by board members. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
Okay, Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. Time is 7:01. We're getting closer, board. Thank you. Okay, open session reconvened, and I will go to Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Dr. Avila, how is the report out of closed session?
We have several. Well, the Board of Education took action to accept the unpaid one-day suspension of classified employee number 2863311. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Albert Anaya, Applied Behavioral Analyst Specialist. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Angelica Davis, Agent Purchasing Services. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of David Yang, High School Assistant Principal at Carter High School, effective July 1st, 2021. The roll call vote was unanimous. And the Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Jermaine Gray, High School Assistant Principal at Rialto High School, effective July 1st, 2021. The roll call vote was unanimous. And that is all we have.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Avila. Congratulations to everyone for their promotions, and welcome to a new Rialto family of staff members. Welcome. Okay, as we continue, adoption of the agenda. Can I have a motion and a second to accept the agenda as printed?
Montes.
Thank you.
Walker, second.
Appreciate that. Okay, vote by board members to adopt the agenda. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
All right. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And myself, aye. So unanimous on accepting the agenda. We have no presentations tonight, but public comments not on the agenda. Do we have any, Dr. Avila?
We do.
Okay.
Good evening to our esteemed board, Superintendent Avila, and our Rialto community. My comment is off of the agenda. My name is Nadia Lee. I am the district lead counselor in Rialto Unified School District. I want to offer some reflections from this year and projections for next year in regard to our school counseling department. I have seen our school counselors and worked with them to offer consultations to students to structure their educational and career plans, workshops on college and FAFSA applications, and presentations for mental health, wellness, and social emotional learning. Not to mention schedule changes adjusting to the new landscape within which we find ourselves. In light of these and other factors, I am happy to share with the board that we look forward to the fall of 2021, where we are really refocusing and regrouping to maximize our delivery of service through the 3 domains of ASCA, which is the American School Counselor Association. Those domains are academic development, career development, and social emotional development. Following the ASCA model would provide a framework to streamline our services with fidelity amongst our middle and high school sites. We are auditing our job expectations according to board policy 6164.2, guidance in counseling services, and aligning it with LCAP in our strategic plan. We're intentionally planning for ways that we can strengthen internal capacity as well as be supported by the district in building upon the 3 domains I mentioned earlier. We see and appreciate the efforts of leadership to implement a counselor caseload maximum that reflects closer to the ASCA recommendation of 1 counselor for every 250 students. Additionally, I know that there are plans to have our performance evaluations to match the standards of our roles as opposed to the current format of the non-classroom teacher evaluations. So as we are streamlining our service delivery, I will have more to share, and I invite you to follow us on Twitter if you use social media at K_12 counselors, or you can email myself, Nadia Lee, at nlee@rialtousd.org. Thank you for your time and attention.
Hello, my name is Tiffany. I do not know if my item is on the agenda. I had an appointment with Dr. Avila last week, and I asked him to discuss what was his plans for opening the school. Less than a week later, he has a full piece of, a full letter printed out for the parents with a bunch of rules that don't apply to school. It is complete fascism to think that the kids don't need to interact, that the kids are not allowed to talk to each other, sit next to each other, lunch, or play on the playground. It is counterintuitive for the COVID guidelines to mask everyone, even those who medically cannot mask. To require everyone to wear a mask, you are now discriminating against those who medically cannot. I want to know what you're going to do to protect these kids under Title VI 504.
Jesse, my issue is off the agenda. I think math should be optional. My body, my choice.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Rodriguez. So I don't know if this is on or off the agenda. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Rodriguez. So I don't know if this is on or off the agenda. I am a proud mother of 2 students in the Rialto School District. Yes, the video for going back to school left me and other parents with so many questions. I do not approve of parents waiting in the car because you have to feel the social interaction with other children will put our kids at risk. Many parents have children who are disabled and need to be walked to the school door. Our schools don't have big parking lots, and our schools are on major streets with traffic increasing every day. We parents can wear a mask, vaccinated or not, in order to drop off and pick up our kids. In your video, you are telling our kids not to socialize while walking to school. Well, society is not like it used to be. Kids need to walk in groups to be safe. And you have to remember that parents are going back to school as well. Back to work as well. Our state is opening up, and a lot of us parents have already taken our kids out to theme parks, restaurants, parks, etc. I want my children to enjoy going back to school and not military school. They have already lost 1 year of social interaction, and to be honest, my 9-year-old has developed depression. Think about the well-being of the child and how excited they are to return to school like before. Let them enjoy their playgrounds, lunches with their friends, and be able to develop their social and emotional skills. Have you thought about children with asthma or allergies? Are they going to be sent home every time they sneeze or cough? In my opinion, school principals need to reach out to parents and find out what we expect for our kids when they return to school. Include us in making decisions. We are part of the Rialto School District too. We need to work together as one. If there are parents that want to keep their children away from others, then find something for them, but don't punish our kids for others' insecurities. Remember, some parents are also vaccinating their children. My 13-year-old will be fully vaccinated before school starts. Too many questions and concerns in the air. Thank you for your time, Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Hi, this is Jesse Rosales. I have 2 children enrolled in your school district, and I've read the plans for the reopening of the upcoming school year. I have to say I disagree with the mandatory masks. Maybe optional or even recommended would be better, but making them a requirement opens up the possibility of kids getting into trouble, yelled at, or berated for not wearing their masks all day. These kids have been put through enough this last year, some of them missing all the social interaction during a very socially important time of their lives. Please take this into consideration and let's get these kids' lives back to normal as soon as possible. Thank you.
That is all items not. President Martinez. Now we have items on the agenda.
Hello, my name is Phil Black, also known as Coach Black of the Manhood Project, Male Mentoring and Social Emotional Development Program. My comment is related to an item on the agenda. I just simply wanted to call in and take the opportunity to thank the board and Principal Griffin and the Myler community for the opportunity to serve. I've been working with the students of Myler with our program in partnership with Principal Griffin and her staff. And I just have to say, I've been doing this work now for well over 10 years in various districts and communities throughout Michigan and in other areas. And this is my first time working with the team in California. And I have to say that the Myler team ranks among the best. I'm incredibly impressed with their commitment and just their desire to remain engaged throughout the entire process. They've been incredibly hands-on, and the communication has been seamless. Specifically, Mr. Wisman has been a pure joy to work with. Mr. LeSure and Mr. Ortiz. Everyone has really just been incredible and made the ability for us to work with the students just a pure joy. And so I'm excited for this opportunity and excited for the future and continuing in this partnership and working more together. So thank you for your time and go Myler.
That is all we have. I'm sorry, President Martin. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
I am unmuted, but we are having difficulties. Somebody's listening to TV or YouTube, and the phone is expecting. Okay. Comments from association executive board members?
Yes, we have.
Good evening, Rialto Unified family. I am Chris Cordasco, Classified Chapter 203 President. Tonight, I want to speak on two topics concerning classified staff. First is Resolution 20-21-30. It was almost a year ago when I stood at the podium before you, upset and asking for your help with regards to a similar resolution on layoffs. This time, it is different. I'm happy to report this time the district was very transparent and upfront with this process. We have already had informal and formal discussions, and I'm confident our negotiations as to the effects will produce a positive outcome. Second is Classified School Employees Week. This week we celebrate classified school employees. In 1986, California Senate Bill 1552 established the third week of each May as Classified School Employees Week in order to recognize the vital contributions of all classified employees. In a typical year, classified employees are recognized as being integral to the success of students and public education. This year, however, classified employees have stepped up to the challenges presented by the pandemic and proven to be essential workers serving our students in schools. Thank you to my fellow classified employees for getting it done. We will be hosting a drive-through event this Thursday at the Cesar Chavez Dolores Herta Center in the south parking lot next to the culinary. We're having a drive-through ice cream social, so please stop by between the hours of 3 and 6 and come visit. We'll be giving away door prizes as well. I want to say good evening and thank you to everyone. Have a great week.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Avila, Innovation Team, and viewing audience. My name is Angela Brantley, President of the Rialto School Managers Association. It is that time of year when we celebrate all of the hard work of our high school seniors. RSMA annually gives scholarships to selected graduating seniors who are interested in pursuing a career in education or a related field. We provide an additional scholarship to a senior who is a child of one of our district's RSMA members. We would like to commend the following students on each earning a $500 scholarship sponsored by the administrators throughout our district. From Carter High School, Crystal Mann, who aspires to be a speech and language pathologist and has been accepted to Cal State Los Angeles, Cal State Long Beach, and Cal Baptist. For Eisenhower High School, Antonio Roman Calderas, who aspires to be a math teacher, and the schools he's been accepted to are Cal State Fullerton, CSUSB, Cal Poly Pomona, and Cal State Fresno. He'll be going to Cal Poly Pomona. And then from Rialto High School, Abidemi Abiora, who aspires to be a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant, and she's been accepted to the University of California, Irvine, and Cal State Los Angeles. And then from Myler High School, Michaela M. Mason, who aspires to be a teacher and will be attending Valley College this fall. From Zupanik High School, Marissa I. Netter, who aspires to be a psychologist and go off to med school. She's been accepted to UCR. Then for our RSMA Members Child Scholarship from Carter High School and Dr. Patty Chavez, who's our lead agent here in the district. Her son, Isaac Robert Salazar, who aspires to be a registered nurse and will be attending Cal Baptist University. Congratulations to these scholars and to all the RUSD seniors who stood up in the face of adversity and prevailed. We are so proud of you. Your persistence is a testament to your inner strength, and we are confident that you will continue to accomplish your future goals as you stay the course. Lastly, remember to be kind to those around you, especially yourself. Have a great night. Angela Brantley.
Okay, is that it, Dr. Avila?
That is it.
Okay, making a couple of notes that might improve hearing that next time. Okay, we continue with comments from our student board member, Ms. Lopez.
Good evening. Ooh. Does my audio sound funny? Okay, it sounded funny on my end, so I was concerned, but no, it's all good. I have just a few comments for this evening. I want to say to my seniors, oh my gosh, you're almost done. Look at that, 1 week left through a whole panorama. Look at you, so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so excited for the upcoming events. I've seen some of the things that Rialto High has done. I know about some of the things that are happening at my campus. I know some of the things that are happening at Myler and at Carter, and I'm just excited for all of us to be able to participate. I am also really impressed by some of the things that I've heard of people getting into schools, and some of the people who are going to be going on to higher education after the year that we've had. I wish you all the very, very best. I'm very proud of everyone. I also want to shout out Abedini because I did not know that she was getting that scholarship, and I'm so proud of her. I know her and I'm very excited for her. So I'll call her later, but I'm very, very happy to see all the accomplishments. And again, this is my favorite time of year. I want to say to people who are coming back in the next year to please be patient and understanding with the guidelines and with the things that we have put in place, and that they truly are to keep our students safe. As someone who had the very amazing privilege of hearing about the plan from start to finish, I want you to know that there was nothing done that didn't have to be done, and there was nothing done that was not in the best interest of our students. I have the utmost faith in them coming for the next year, and I will be watching because my sister will be a sophomore. My younger sister will be going into middle school. My brother will be going into the 3rd grade. So I will be keeping a close eye on everything that goes on, even from San Marcos, where I'll be going to college. So I am excited, and I'm excited for all of our students, and I'm excited for the coming years to be as amazing as the past years have. Okay, well, those are my comments.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Destiny Lopez. Look forward to the rest of your family coming through, and any feedback you have, you know how to get it to us. Thanks for having an amazing year. Dr. Avila, comments from the superintendent.
Yes, just a few. Thank you, President Martinez. And like many of our students, staff, and district families, I cannot believe we are only 12 days away from June 2021. Graduations, here we come. Last week, staff shared the reopening plan video with the community. Please know that these plans will be adjusted as state and county guidelines change. You may also view the video on our social media platforms and district website. And it can't be said enough of how much we appreciate the support of our staff, students, and parents throughout these challenging experiences that we've all have undergone. Also, congratulations to the deserving staff members who I want to spotlight. Classified School Employees Week is this entire week, and the district marked this celebration by highlighting 4 of the district's top classified staff as voted by school and support site leaders. A big congratulations to Mrs. Erica Gibbs Cochran, Secretary 3 at Education Services, for being selected RUSD's Classified Employee of the Year. Congrats also to the finalists, Mr. David Cole, the Wide Area Network Specialist 3 in IT, Mr. Tim Applegate, the Lead Warehouse Support Services Worker in Business Services, and from the school site at Carter High School Career Center Technician, Mrs. Ashanti Zamora Erickson. Thank you for exemplifying the integrity and expectations that benefit our entire community. And as was shared previously, this Friday, May 21st at 5 p.m., the Board of Education and I will be at Carter High School for our district's annual Honor Our Own retirement ceremony. The event will be held while adhering to all safety guidelines. This year we have over 100 retirees, but we will be combining and honoring last year and this year together to give our hardworking staff members a proper happy retirement ceremony that they actually deserve. Thank you to Honor Our Own committee led by Personnel Services, who are still putting the last minute touches on this event to make it marvelous and memorable for our staff. And finally, we are very excited about the in-person high school graduations that will be held at each of our four high schools on June 4th and June the 5th. I will be there supporting with the Board of Education, handing out diplomas and congratulating our graduates. We are proud of you and can't wait to see you at the graduation. Thank you, and that's all.
That mute button got me again. Okay, thank you, Dr. Avila. Boy, another year gone. All right. Comments from members of the Board of Education. Ms. Walker, your turn.
Thank you, President Martinez. I'd just like to say this, we're coming up to the end of the year. I know the graduates are excited. The parents are excited about graduations. Our 8th graders, I was so surprised one day. I saw somebody pulling up to my house. They jumped out of the car, ran up to my door with some kind of sign or something, threw it in my yard and got back. And I was like, what? And I'm looking from my window like, what's going on? And they were putting a Casera middle school graduation sign in my yard. So my 8th grader was so excited that somebody was celebrating her this year, because my oldest is actually graduated from college. So everybody was all up in arms about her. But my middle schooler was so proud that now she's moving on from Casera Middle School. So this has just been an awesome time just to be still, again, having that one little twinkle of excitement around school, because they've been out of school for a year and a half, So again, I feel for most of the families who are going through, all the same kind of, please let the schools open back up, because these kids are driving us crazy, or for the students. But these glimmers of hope and excitement around the end of the year, and regardless of whether or not we're in person or we're still virtual, there's still excitement about it. There's still excitement. And so still, students and families seeing connection around education and around being a part of Rialto Unified. So I want to first say thank you to the district for supporting this effort to make sure that our kids get celebrated in some kind of way with their promotions to the next level. And for the seniors who are leaving our district, I'm really excited about your new opportunities. I hope that, understand and know that Rialto is still here for you, whether or not you got connected during this COVID season to what your next steps are, but we're still here for you to do that. So I am just, again, please, excited about everything that the young people are going through for their next stages. I've had several emails and calls about, even the athletic program being able to, do some things in the district. So having that excitement, just understanding that this is a different time. It'll never be like it was. And thinking about all of the things that Rialto Unified has planned and is planning for our reopening of our school district, how to keep our kids safe, but also, again, to have them be a part of an excellent educational system. So with that said, congratulations, staff, students, families, everyone we've made it through another academic year. A few more weeks ago. We got summer school and ramping up for next year, but just excitement. Thank you again for all the hard work from our district and to our families and our students, and to keep this district really one of the, on the top end pillar of innovation and creativity. I'm just still so glad and be honored to be a part of this board and a part of this family. Thank you.
Well, Ms. Walker, we're glad you're here representing the community the way you do. They couldn't do it without all of you. Thank you. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, coming to you.
Well, I'd just like to piggyback on what Ms. Walker said. This is the most exciting time of the year. It always has been for me as a teacher and an administrator and a school board member, because there's so much going on. So I'm so glad that at least we are going to do in-person graduations this year, and the kids will actually get to experience a real graduation of some kind. So, but I wish all the seniors all of the best in your future endeavors. We are behind you 1,000% and rooting for you all the way. So everybody just enjoy the festivities, and hopefully next year at this time will be a bit more like truly normal, but we're on the road. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. O'Kelly. Wonderful conveyance of thought there from your heart. Okay, Clerk Lewis, your turn.
Yes, I just like to recognize Mr. Derek Harris on May the 13th and Dr. Sweeney at Rialto High School, the collaboration of us administering over 430 COVID-19 vaccines in collaboration with the Redlands Community Hospital, the San Bernardino Public Health. We were running out of vaccine and Derek made that call. Superintendent Joe Baca was right over. The retired nurses and Rialto School District have the best nurse health team. They were in full force. The nutrition services, thank you, Dr. Atala, for having this at the site. The Redlands said this was the best turnout. They want to come almost once a month until school starts. And this is important. You talk about not wearing masks and touching and freedom. Now that we have the COVID down to age 12 and accessibility, the community members marveled at the campus, the safety and security. It was so orderly. It was a warm climate. I was so glad that our media department was able to get the word out and document this, but this is something that we have to partnership over and over. If we want things to be cohesive, we have to do our part. And Rialto School District is no longer in isolation. We are part of the community. And I think the message and the board members and all the staff, but knowing how to put together health fair, Derek, outstanding. Also, May is a mental health month, and I hear the concerns on, the depression, and that's not a term to really throw around lightly. It's something that we recognize, our stress that everyone's going through. The video about the back to school was well done, and everything is going to change. So it's giving the idea of what's happening now and something to move forward. Dealing with kids with asthma and all kinds of health needs, everything is individualized, but you have to have a system in place. And that's what the video was portraying. So parents, I think you can always talk to your school principal, your health services, and we're working together. Also, our kids are already in school. I saw the zoo panic. And I saw the students that were back on campus and the enrollment and summer school. So we are open now, so action is going on and everyone's working so hard. But the obstacles that we have gone through, is the cocoon is loosening and it's going to be butterflies. But it's still, we are alive, and we have to remember that some kids are going to be returning without parents, without grandparents, without uncles. And that's a loss we can't replace. That's a mask you can't take off. So for the families who have to go back and deal with this, the graduation is going to be bittersweet for a lot of people. And we have to realize that. So when we're thinking of precautionary, it's fluid. Everything is fluid and everything changes. And we're here to support, but we're making decisions cohesively as we get the information. But hopefully we can have more of these COVID vaccines to allow our community members and their children to get vaccinated and have that more freedom of movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Lewis. Good information, especially about Rialto. I had not heard down in that detail. Appreciate that. Okay, Vice President Montez.
Thank you, Board President, Mr. Martinez. I just want to also congratulate all of the people who have recently been selected for promotions. We know that it's not easy, whether you're appointed or whether you're selected from a panel. The fact that you were chosen speaks volumes to people's faith in you, your ability to demonstrate that you're the right person for the job. So congratulations to all of the recent appointees and promotions in the recent board meetings. I want to thank Principal, is it Camarena, over at Myers. The day after our last board meeting, his school, Myers Elementary, hosted, together with Nutrition Services, hosted Superheroes Barbecue for National School Lunch Hero Day, which was May 6th. I believe it was the day after our last board meeting on Cinco de Mayo. But it was really nice to see all of the people from the school that were able to help and participate, all of the people from the district, really, because there was administrators even from other schools, and there was staff from other school sites there to participate in that special day for our community, for the kids. A lot of the kids came, went through the drive-through food pickup wearing superhero costumes. I thought that was really cool. A lot of the Nutrition Services staff and other staff members were wearing superhero costumes. I thought that was really nice. I just want to also thank No Kid Hungry, the organization who really partners with our school district and helps our school district provide food for our students, for our community. And it's my understanding that they were doing some filming for a documentary that day. Our student board member was in the house there volunteering and helping with the event. Various board members were able to go, and our superintendent and other people. So I just think, even though it was a little warm, it wasn't that bad. But it was a really nice event, and to see the smiles on the kids' faces, you know, and to see just the gratitude from parents in the community for that service that our school district's able to provide, you know, from obviously from school resources, but also from partnerships like No Kid Hungry, and others, right, that provide these important resources to be able to provide this food for the kids in the community. Moving forward, coming out of this pandemic for the next school year, and as things slowly go back to normal, I look forward to our superintendent, his leadership, our nutrition services, our business services, everybody that take part in really being pillars for these types of programs, for these types of services, to be able to put food in children's tummies, right? Because we all know that children can work better and learn better when they're not hungry. So thank you to everybody who's involved with that. Thank you to Nutrition Services. Thank you to Safety and Security, everybody who helped make every food giveaway to the community a special moment, right? I look forward to tomorrow. Fridays, we honor our own event. It's going to be a little, it's going to be something new with the whole social distancing and everybody having to mask up, right? But I guess this far into the pandemic. We're all a little used to that now. So congratulations. If I don't get to congratulate anybody who's being honored, congratulations on your honoring, whether it's 15 years, 20 years, or retirement, right? So thank you again. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you, Board President.
Thank you, Vice President Montez. Excellent, excellent sentiment, for sure. Okay, what I've got is, well, a couple of things. Just a report on going to Garner Holt. You touched on Myers Elementary School, and we've got some robotic stuff going in there. Basically, what do they call that? Animation. If you think of the dinosaurs.
Animatronics.
Animatronics, that's the word I was after. It used to be there, but at this age, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, enjoyed the visit. Thank you to Garner Holt for hosting us. It was interesting. It was very interesting to me. I mean, I grew up with electronics since age 5. Slot cars, people don't even know what those are from about age 10 and 11 and on up. The first time I reached into a TV, I was knocked back on my cam. I was 2 years old. That must have been the spark of inspiration they talk about. All of that really to come to the point of whatever job, whether it's at Garner Holt, whether it's at school, whether it's in a hospital, whatever your chosen field is, it comes down to what I thought was working in electronics. That was my chosen field. Then working with the school districts, working in IT. I absolutely loved it. But all those years, and I'm talking it's 35-ish now, and if you just count electronics, it goes back, like I say, to about age 11, which I started working with guitar amplifiers. What I thought was the centerpiece as electronics repair. It really came down to people. Everything I touched interfaced with a person. It belonged to someone. So people returning to school, both the teachers, the students, even though you've been interfacing through the computer, it's not going to be the same. You return, cut yourself some slack, cut each other some slack. There's going to be people angry at you for wearing a mask or for not wearing a mask. They may have lost someone. I'm going to continue wearing my mask, especially during the summer, and that's because of allergies. It was a mixed blessing for COVID to come around because I got to wear a mask and not feel like being the weirdo. So I may just continue because my allergies improved by wearing a mask. So anyway, when you return to work, to school, whether you're a social butterfly or whether you're the outcast, the black sheep of the group, they're all people. They all have experienced COVID. They all need understanding. They all need interaction, safe interaction, I might add. And it's going to be different, people. It's going to be different. So again, cut yourself some slack, cut everyone else some slack, because we've not been here before. No one who's living today has experienced this, except for the past year and a half, roughly. So it will be interesting, but don't be too hard on yourself or anyone else. Okay, as we move on, we go to consent calendar items. And can I have a motion and a second, please?
Montes.
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you. I know that O'Kelly anywhere. Okay, preferential vote by student board member. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. We have a motion in a second. Do we have any polls or any comments or questions? Miss O'Kelly, go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on the donations that were given in the agenda from a group called Stemulate. And it's a group of, I guess, citizens of Rialto or whatever, and they donated computers and endless pairs of jeans and things like that for our students.
You're cutting in and out.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you to them, all the people that donated that stuff.
Thank you, because they deserve that. Everyone's thank you. Appreciate that, Miss
Absolutely.
O'Kelly. Anybody else? Okay, I guess we're ready to vote to accept the consent calendar items. Preferential vote by student board member Destiny Lopez.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Miss Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Miss O'Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Somebody else was.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. I think they're clear now. Okay, Vice President Montes.
Aye.
Thank you. And myself also, so unanimous. Going over to page 12 of 99. Just happened to look at that. Yikes. Okay. Discussion action items. F1, agreement with Explore Learning Gizmos. A motion and a second, please.
So moved, Walker.
Second, O'Kelly.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, and F1 is to approve an agreement with Explore Learning Gizmos for all students in grades 6 through 12 for virtual labs for 3 years, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2024, at a cost not to exceed $109,729.69, and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board members? Okay, we're ready to vote then. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
Thank you. And Vice President Montes.
Aye.
Thank you. And I make it unanimous. Aye. Okay, F2, Expanded Learning Opportunities Grant Plan. A motion and a second, please, board.
So moved, Lewis.
Thank you.
Second, O'Kelly.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, and this is for approving the Expanded Learning Opportunities Grant Plan at no cost to the district. I like the price. Questions or comments, board?
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead, Miss. And I see you, Miss O'Kelly, you're next. Go ahead.
On the parent section of it, I would like for some of the presentations or this component to be in a digital format instead of a parent having to attend training. This program lends itself to the digital format as well for working caregivers, parents, mentors.
Okay.
So of that type, or I don't know if that would add to the price of the program.
Okay, Dr. Avila, do we have someone who could respond to that?
Give me 1 second.
Certainly.
Diane, are you available?
Yes, I am.
Good evening, Ms. Romo.
Board.
Go ahead.
Hi, board. This is Diane Romo, Lead Business Services Agent. Mrs. Lewis, I do believe that we can offer those parent workshops and training sessions without any additional cost because we currently already pay for the Google platform. So we can definitely make that available to our parents without adding cost.
Okay, Clerk Lewis,
Thank you.
does that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. Do we have anything else for Ms. Romo? All right. Thank you, Ms. Romo. Stay well. Okay, Ms. O'Kelly, you had something for us?
Yes, I just wanted to say that I read the grant plan and feel the way that was written will directly benefit our students. The plan consists of 5 parts. Number 1, a literacy plan. Number 2, a summer extended learning program. Number 3, social emotional learning. Number 4, extended paraprofessional support. And 5, in-person instructional support to schools. And I was very pleased to see that parents, teachers, and school staff were involved in the development of the plan. And I'm anxious to see it in working.
Yes. Okay. Did you have any question or does that finish your comment?
That finishes my comment. I just wanted to kind of let the public know a little bit about it.
All right. Yes, it looks like an excellent opportunity. Okay. Are you ready to vote, board? Okay. Seeing no one else with hands up. Ms. Walker, how do you vote on expanded learning opportunities grant plan?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
Okay. Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And I make it unanimous aye. Okay, moving on to F3, agreement with Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation, building assets, reducing risks, BARR, at Crucera Middle School. Can I have a motion and a second, please, board?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you both. Okay, and this is to approve an agreement with Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation, building assets, reducing risks to provide year 1, $54,706,67, year 2, $52,666.67, and year 3, $52,666.66 to implementation of the BAR program at Crucera Middle School, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024, at a cost not to exceed $160,040 over a 3-year period and to be paid from the general fund, Site Title I. Board, do we have any questions or comments? Okay, ready to vote. Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Okay, Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Thank you all, and I agree. Aye, another unanimous. Thank you, board. F4, agreement with ACES, ACES, Education and Interpreting Services. Motion a second, please, board.
So moved.
Second, Lewis.
Okay, Ms. O'Kelly and Ms. Lewis, thank you. And this is to approve an agreement with ACES, ACES, Education and Interpreting Services to support 5 students with American Sign Language, dictation interpreting services for hearing impaired students per their individualized education plan or IEP, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022 at a cost not to exceed $400,000 and to be paid from the general fund special education budget. Questions or comments? I do wish to comment. It's a lot of money, but our students deserve what we can give them. This is one of the examples where the usual $12,000 or so dollars we get per students is way overspent. And a little information for Sacramento. I would love to see you fund your mandates. These are unfunded mandates that I would love to see you fund. Thank you. And okay, questions, comments, ready for a vote, board? All righty. Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
And Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
Vice President Montez.
Aye.
And aye, unanimous again. Thank you, board. F5. And this is to accept the California Multi-Tiered System of Support School Climate Subgrant from the Orange County Department of Education for Cordiac Elementary School and Eisenhower High School. Motion and a second, board.
So moved.
I like that. Second, please.
Walker, second.
Thank you. Okay, and this is to accept one-time grant monies for the California Multi-Tiered System of Support Subgrant funded by the Orange County Department of Education in the amount of $150,000 per school site for Cordiac Elementary School and Eisenhower High School, effective for a 2-year period, July 1st of 2021 through June 30th of 2023, at no cost to the district. So I heard that to mean $300,000 total. Is that correct, Dr. Avila?
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good number. All right, questions or comments, board? Okay, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
And Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Okay, and I am also aye. Can't look free money in the hand. Can't turn that down. Okay, especially when there's no ties. F6, agreement with Ready 4K, evidence-based family engagement program. Motion and a second, board.
So moved.
Walker, second.
Thank you. And this is to approve an agreement with Ready 4K, a text-based family engagement program available in English, Spanish, Arabic, Vietnamese, and Russian to provide weekly text messages and support healthy child development for 10,225 Rialto City families with children aged 0 through 4, and Rialto Unified School District families with children in pre-K through 4th grade, effective July 1st, 2021 through July 30th, 2024, at a cost not to exceed $91,872 and to be paid from the general fund, Expanded Learning Opportunities Grant. Board questions, comments? Okay, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
I'm sorry, I have a question. I thought I read that it also had the sign TTG part in the extended version.
Okay, Dr. Avila?
F6. I thought that was comprehensive of that too.
Okay, we're checking for you.
Okay.
Dr. Avila, this is Dr. Marina Madrid.
Okay.
Dr. Madrid, welcome. Go ahead.
Good evening, board. We'll go ahead and take a look at that extended program, but this is a text-based program that goes out through the telephone. So it is available in the languages mentioned in the board item, but I wasn't aware of the signing portion. But we can go back and take a look at them.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Madrid or Dr. Madrid and Ms. Lewis. Excellent catch. And Dr. Avila, if it is available, just bring it back at a different time. Add it to a future agenda. Appreciate it. Okay, ready to vote, board? All right. Thank you for the nodding of heads. Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Okay, Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Vice President Montez?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Thank you, board. F7, agreement with Power School for Naviance. Motion A, second, board?
So moved.
Walker, second.
Walker.
Okay, I will accept Ms. Walker. Thank you. So we have O'Kelly and Walker seconding. Excuse me. Approve an agreement with Power School for the purchase of Naviance to provide training and implement over 3 years. Year one, $91,823. Year two, $131,681. Year three, $127,931, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2024, at a cost not to exceed $351,435 over a 3-year period, and to be paid from the general fund. Questions or comments, board? Okay, ready to vote. Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Thank you. And I make it unanimous. Aye. F8, agreement with Rockstar Recruiting, doing business staff rehab. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Looking for a second.
Second, Clerk Lewis.
Thank you. And this is to approve an agreement with Rockstar Recruiting, a limited liability company doing business as staff rehab, to provide various professionals such as school psychologists, nurses, and speech language pathologist assistants, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022, at a cost not to exceed $150,000 and to be paid from the general fund, special education budget. Questions or comments, board? Thank you for doing this. Greatly appreciate the special education support. Okay, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Thank you. And aye. F9, agreement with Autism Spectrum Intervention Services and Training. Motion and a second, please, board.
So moved.
Who was that?
O'Kelly.
Okay. Yeah, your voice is going. Okay, second, please.
Walker, second.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ladies, thank you. And this is to approve an agreement with Autism Spectrum Intervention Services and Training, ASSIST, to provide non-public agency one-to-one aids for 7 students, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022, at a cost not to exceed $400,000 and to be paid from the general fund special education budget. Questions or comments, board? All right, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Just a comment, just a correction. On the readout, you said 7 students and it was for 6 students. Just for the public who doesn't have it.
Okay, I have not seen that as a correction. Dr. Avila, I did not receive anything on that.
Well, there's 2 motions. One is F9 and then one is F10.
We are on F9.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you are proceed. I'm in favor.
Okay. Saturday Night Live, never mind. Okay.
Never mind.
All right. Ms. Walker, how do you vote on F9?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly? I didn't hear you. I saw your lips move. Okay. You're muted.
Aye.
Okay. For the record, Yes, okay. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you. And Vice President Montez?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. Unanimous. We're getting there, board, about halfway through. Excuse me. F10, agreement with behavioral autism therapies. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Montez. Vice President Montez, approve an agreement with Behavior Autism Therapies, LLC, to provide applied behavior analysts, aides, for 6 students effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022 at a cost not to exceed $400,000 and to be paid from the general fund and special education budget. Board, questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
It seems that we're outsourcing a lot of these autism behavioral services. And later on, we're talking about unfilled vacancy in the same position. I think we need to have some of our staff accountable to the school and not have all contract. So I was just looking at a lot of these aides and these therapies being outsourced for special education. One is to sort of review.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a total of about 15 outsourced that has no accountability other than their agency.
All right.
Just wanted to think about that.
There is a history of finding qualified personnel that will stay with us. And Dr. Avila, do you have more on that?
I will defer to Mrs. Ely. Bridget, are you with us?
Yes, good evening, Dr. Avila and board.
Welcome.
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good evening, President Martinez and Board of Education. We do have a lot of these aides are per the IEP decisions, and we do have some students who have very intensive behaviors when we're talking about the aides, and we are currently working with personnel and the classified union to develop a job description to address this issue, just like you said, Clerk Lewis. I agree. And then when we look at some of the other services for nurses, we have 2 students in the county program that require one-on-one nurses. They're not in district, but we're still responsible for those services.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other information required or comments? Okay, thank you, board. Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice President Montez?
I just would like to thank Ms. Lewis for raising the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're long overdue into looking at some of these outsourcing. So thank you for bringing it up, and look forward to getting some more information on it. With that, it's an aye.
Okay, thank you. And before I finish the vote, Dr. Avila, I'm not sure the public knows that we're trying to bring special ed back in-house, and that is part of this. Do you want to make a comment on that?
I would defer back to Bridget, but yes, absolutely, that is part of the process. And we have brought back a number of groups of students, cohorts of students at several of our high schools to transition them back into, a state of normalcy before we begin the upcoming school year.
Okay, thank you much, and thank you, Ms. Ely. All right, and to finalize the vote, I also vote aye. Okay, F11 is to accept a grant from California Department of Food and Agriculture. Motion and a second, please, board.
Move, Lewis.
Thank you.
Second, O'Kelly.
Heard you that time. Okay, and F11 is to accept one-time reimbursable grant monies for 2 years, July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2023, funded by the California Department of Food and Agriculture, California Farm to School Innovation Grant, through the California Farm to School Incubator Grant Program in the amount of $286,857 for Bemis, Dunn, Fitzgerald, Garcia, Henry, Hubanks, Cordiak, and Werner, all elementary schools, and at no cost to the district. Feed my babies? Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, questions or comments? All right. Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice President Montez?
Just a question real quick. What are the requirements? What are the requirements for these grants?
Dr. Avila?
Diane, are you available? Not sure if she's there. Based on the information that I have, is really just the willingness of schools to participate and be able to assign staff at the site in collaboration with some of the staff at Nutrition Services and some of the staff at grounds that will be assigned to really maintain the gardens that will be created in order to grow, cultivate, sell, and utilize all the fruit and vegetables that will be produced through this funding.
So just like any other grant, there are certain requirements that the district has to follow in order to qualify for these grant monies. I just really want to stress that we do everything humanly possible to not only earn these grants, but continue to receive them because we can, just like we were awarded them, we can lose them or no longer get them. And of course, these grants help feed the kids, right? So really just, not that I'm concerned that much, but I just want to thank everybody that's involved in not only receiving these grants, making it happen, but also making sure that these grants are facilitated in a way where we'll continue to receive this help for our students.
Yes, so that is well taken, but and also know, Vice President Montes, that as a district, we have received numerous grants over the years, really. And just recently, we were able to begin a conversation to streamline the process because in the past, just different departments, different staff members would apply for grants without really going through a structured process to vet to make sure that we were not overcommitting ourselves to something that we may not be able to sustain. And so we, starting with this grant, we have, again, established protocols for us to go through a checks and balance to make sure that we fully understand the grant, that we fully are able to commit so that we not end up either losing grants or having to spend money that we were not expected to spend to cover the services.
Yeah.
Right up in the back of the agenda does a good job of explaining just what it is, so.
Dr. Avila, if I may add to your comment, this is Diane.
Yes. Go ahead, Diane.
Mr. Montes, this grant that was written by some of our schools is actually just seeking some funding to continue the work that they've done. So many of these schools were already kind of incorporating environmental literature into their schools by having gardening clubs. So what they sought to do with the funding was to actually be able to provide a stipend to the lead teacher at each of the schools and then help pay for somebody out of the M&O department to do the actual work of harvesting the produce, teaching the children how to best, grow and care for the plants, the trees, so that they actually have a professional that is showing them how to best care for these plants. They've partnered with nutrition services so that the fruit can be used in their program. And so I'm confident that the school sites will follow through with how the grant was written, as they've done the work in the past, and now, you know, they have that bonus because they're actually getting some funding for them to continue. So definitely we have people within Ed Services, within the business division, that are going to be monitoring the grant and making sure that we make Rialto proud and that we continue to be funded in the future.
Thank you, Ms. Romo. And really, I guess I really didn't need to ask any questions, but I did so we can stress the importance of making sure we're dotting our I's and crossing all our T's in regards to this free money that helps us provide additional food for the students. So thank you again. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Avila. Thank you, Ms. Romo and Vice President Montez. We still need your vote.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. And I want to remind the public, free money, they're called taxes. So, so it's your money coming back. All right.
Right.
Thank you for that. And I vote aye. So that passes unanimously. Okay, F12 is to ratify agreement with collection sites. I guess we have to make a motion and a second for the public to know what this means.
So move, Clerk Lewis.
Thank you.
A second, O'Kelly?
Thank you, ladies. Okay, and this is to ratify an agreement with collection sites to conduct PCR and/or antigen tests of students, including student athletes, to detect the presence of SARS-CoV-19 from April 15th, 2021 through June 30th of 2022 at a cost not to exceed $200,000 and to be paid from the general fund. Okay, questions, comments, board?
Comment?
Go ahead.
Just like the public to be aware, this is one of our new changes of returning. And if you think a mask is uncomfortable, the testing would be a little bit irritating, but this is how we have to continue to safeguard our students, our staff, our athlete for competitive sports. And these are just a part of our new way of doing business for years to come. So this is the process, this is the funding, this is the timing that your response are not 7 days and 3 days, it's within minutes. So thank you, staff, for picking the best type of testing with the highest reliable data. But schools that have returned, people are being sent home, students are being sent home constantly, and groups are starting and stopping because of positive COVID tests. So it's not that these other schools are just going back nonstop. This is what they don't talk about. Thank you, Rialto.
All right, thank you, Clerk Lewis. Other questions or comments, board?
Was there any grant money available for this type of service?
Dr. Avila?
Not that I'm aware of. Derek, are you available?
Yes. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Derek Harris, lead agent with risk management. So I did work with Ms. Romo, and we are, I know it says general fund, but we are taking this money out of available one-time COVID funding.
That's good to hear. You know, we throw around words like grant funding and you know, general fund monies and tax monies, but in reality, it really is different. And any monies that can be awarded to the district to the district as a business, as a public agency should be used for this COVID testing. So thank you for doing that. And, and at the end of the day, if we have to dip into the general fund to pay for these services, we have to keep our students safe and our community safe. So thank you guys. But I definitely if possible, have anybody take a look at any available funding that might be available for these types of services, particularly now that many districts are getting ready to start reopening, whether it's slowly or full blown or whatnot.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that question. Vice President Montez, do you have anything else?
That's it.
Okay, great question. Perfect timing. Any other questions or comment? All right. Thank you, board. Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly?
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis? Well, I saw the lips move.
Aye.
That button got you. Okay, Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Okay, and myself, aye. All right. Part of the duty of the board is to let the public know what's going on. So all these questions are timely, pertinent, and educationally necessary. Thank you. Okay, F13, 2021 Student Board Member Scholarship. Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Well, we can't take the student board member to motion, I don't think. But let's make sure.
Lewis.
Oh, okay. We got.
Go, girl.
Okay, we've got Clerk Lewis making the motion and O'Kelly seconding. And the student board member is all over. Okay, and this is to authorize a scholarship check in the amount of $2,000 for student board member Destiny Lopez to be paid from the general fund. Questions, comments?
Just a comment that if so approved, the check will be presented at our subsequent board meeting.
Okay. That beats check in the mail.
She said cash out, please.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay. Ms. O'Kelly?
A very hearty aye.
Absolutely. Clerk Lewis?
I'm going to take Montez, aye.
Okay, we're getting dingy. Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, sir. And myself, aye. Ms. Lopez, the check is in the mail. It'll be presented, as Dr. Avila said, at a future board meeting. Thank you, Dr. Avila. And thank you, board. This, just so the public knows, we've had this going on for, oh my goodness, 9 years, I think, something like that. And there's no compensation to our student board member, except they do get a scholarship. So Ms. Lopez, talk that up to your peers on all campuses. They may want to run, it's $2,000 towards school. All right, F14, resolution number 2021-30, reduction or elimination of classified positions due to lack of work. Motion and a second, board.
So moved, Walker.
Second, O'Kelly.
Thank you. And this is to adopt resolution number 2021-30 for reduction or elimination of classified positions due to lack of work. Ms. O'Kelly.
Well, when I looked at the write-up, this proposal is to lay off 87 special education instructional assistants. Now, that does not sound good at all. 87?
Mrs. O'Kelly, we are procedurally eliminating the positions and creating positions that staff would transition to. So no staff member will be without a job.
So we're not kicking these 87 people out the door.
No, we're not.
Okay. All right.
My question. Go ahead.
Just a quick comment. This is what CSEA president or classified president, oh boy.
Chris Cordasco.
Thank you. Made comment on earlier that the board, or I'm sorry, the district worked with the union and coordinated so that they understood exactly what Dr. Avila was saying, that they had positions. This is just part of a reorganization.
Okay.
Okay. Clerk
yeah.
Lewis.
Okay, so our prior authorization was for a lot of subcontractor for autism and special education. Instructional assistants, they're the ones who are hands-on with the student. And the nature of the growing that assistant and pulling from a program where the student and developing inclusion they could be up to 22 years of age, I think we do a disservice to eliminate these positions. The teachers that's going into a more inclusive environment with these classes need the support of a dependable, regular assistant. They develop attachment, and there's a lot of wonderful programs through CTE that our staff is developing, and it depends on these instructional assistant, and they need to have the benefits that the other school district employees have, I feel.
I have Rhonda and Bridget Ely to address those comments.
All right, you're next, Ms. O'Kelly.
Good evening, board. So with these positions, as Dr. Alba had mentioned earlier, these specific positions are being eliminated, but we are replacing them with these behavior support aides and workability liaison aides to address the behaviors of the students so that we can move forward with inclusion. So there will still be staff and aides that will be providing support to the teachers in the classrooms to help us move forward. It's just what we're needing are the behavior support aides. And then we also need the workability liaison aides at our high school level to make sure that all of our students are completing all of the requirements that they need.
Some of these positions were vacant because they were never filled.
Well, they're being filled by the contractors.
Yeah, and that's where the parents are really having a problem with the change in turnover.
So the positions, several of these positions have actually been vacant because either they were assigned to a student and the student is no longer within the district. And so we've had them inside classrooms, working within the classrooms. But right now, what we're working with is, even though the title for their actual position says that it's a ED, MH, or an autism classroom where they provide the assistance, what we're also needing is that behavioral support to address the behaviors of the students, and having those instructional assistants that have that skill set to address those behaviors with those assistants. So that's what we're looking at doing. We have been, a few of our schools have already started the inclusion process, and we have started working with this model moving forward, and we're seeing success with that. And so we're now implementing this throughout the entire district starting for next school year.
Thank you, Ms. Kramer. Hang tight. Does that answer your question entirely, Ms. Lewis, Clerk Lewis?
No, but we can move on.
Okay, thank you. Ms. O'Kelly, your turn. Thank you for waiting.
Well, no, I was just going to say that from what Dr. Avila said and whatever, we're not losing those people. They're just being transitioned into a different position that better suits the needs of the district. So they will still have jobs, but they're going to have they're going to be more effective for us.
Yeah, no, I think the concern being raised is we're outsourcing work to third parties, and then at the same time we're changing staff that are needed for those services into other type of work, or to have other responsibilities. It just seems like I don't know. It just seems a little awkward to me that these instructional assistants for special education are gonna their job titles or their positions or their responsibilities are gonna shift into something else. I'm glad they still have jobs. I think it's great that even though it's worded, the resolution is worded this way, the elimination of these positions are being, abolished or whatnot. But I'm glad they still have jobs. It just looks weird when people see, okay, well, we're giving out contracts for special education services, and then yet we're eliminating special education positions. It just looks weird, but I'm sure the district's got a plan. I just really would like to see a little more progress with special education services.
Okay.
Dr. Avila, can I ask Mr. Martinez? This is Bridget Ely, the lead special service agent. Can I provide a little more clarity?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So what we're doing is, for example, in our SDC mild moderate programs, we have 2 aides serving for 3 hours. And what is happening is it's not enough time, or we can't provide consistency with ABA support. So let me give you an example. Currently in some of our SDC TKK programs, we currently have 21 students on the autism spectrum. And what we want to do is we want to provide their education in the morning. So they'll do their 3 hours in instruction, and then they will get 3 hours of intensive ABA services in the afternoon. So what we want to do is hire behavior support assistants who are specialized in ABA to prevent the intense behaviors that we see as they become older. And with the lack of inconsistency with 3-hour aides, they tend to have a high turnover rate. And then what we also did was our SDC mild moderate, the older classrooms, like our 1st through 5th grade, instead of having, because when we look at those numbers, again, we have a large number of students on the autism spectrum in our SDC mild moderate programs. And so what we want to do is hire instructional 3 behavior support 6-hour aides to support those classrooms to provide consistency for the students. Okay, so what it is to provide more consistency to prevent the behaviors as they get older and become more intensive. And that's where you start seeing parents and advocates requesting non-public agency aid.
Does that answer your question?
We'll do for the high school. Oh, sorry.
Vice President Montez, do you have more? I know that Ms. O'Kelly's next.
Thank you, Ms. Ely. Thank you for providing additional information.
Okay, Ms. Ely, hang tight. I do have a question and comment for you. Ms. O'Kelly, go ahead.
No, Ms. Ely explained it in such a way that I think it cleared up everybody's questions.
Okay. If I remember right, 4 or 5 years ago, and this is probably to Ms. Kramer as well as Ms. Ely, we let about 5 people go because they could not meet the behavioral support area. And they came up and spoke to the board. We tried to hire people, but it was a rotating door because it's a high need area. So does this tie in with that? Ms. Kramer, I'm sorry.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bridget.
Bridget, go ahead.
So the difference is with these aides, they're assigned to the classroom. They'll be working directly with students, with the teacher in the classroom. The previous aides, they would go from school to school. Now we have behavior support in the classroom supporting students all day. They won't leave. That's where they're assigned to. And the whole purpose is to ensure that they get the supports that are required to address some of their needs. So it is different.
Okay,
they're assigned to classrooms.
So this does go hand in hand. If I remember right, I heard something a decade or so ago about state mandating us to mainstream special ed. Is that part of it?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
Okay. About a decade ago, I heard that there was a mandate from the state for special ed students to be put in mainstream classrooms. Is this part of that response?
Yeah, so a lot of it is again, a lot of our students, especially our students on the autism spectrum, are in what we call segregated settings due to behavior. So what we want to do is really focus on giving them the skills, and that's why we're extending hours to make sure the teachers have the support, the students get the skills they need for they can be more inclusive into the gen ed. So we have to teach the skills. So for ABA, especially at the early ages, they require, research says they need 20 hours of ABA services. And what we have here will give them at least 15 hours of ABA services, and then us assisting the parents to get in-home support to address a lot of some of the concerns, right? We're going to be we teach the social skills. All students in the district currently who are on the autism spectrum and who have intellectual disabilities receive social skills, direct services. So what we're trying to do again is be very more intentional with our supports and services to help those students transition into the gen ed classroom. Exactly, that's what it really starts in the early ed, very early, your preschool TK programs and 1st through 5th grade programs.
Okay, a lot of that was for the public, but thank you very much. Board, do you have any other need for questions?
We did talk a lot about autism, but this instructional assistance program is mental health and other forms, not just autistic, but you can have a physical challenge disability that you would need work. So I'm really familiar with most of the mediation, and the lawsuit is from the parents' lack of interaction and the change and the request. And when we have staff that is part of our district, we can hold them more accountable. Until an agency, they'll just say, we'll just change the staff. I think we have a higher level of requirements. That's why the position wasn't filled, but I think we can fill these positions with qualified people that will give continuity. Special ed is the silent population, but we have to represent and bring out the potential in all our students. So if we were removing the AVID program, I think it would be a lot of pushback. And now that we're looking at this service, we need to scrutinize and see what type of quality, how many, what teachers, the teachers need support. So that was just my concern when we're talking about, we have the fund. It's not a lack of funding when you say lack of work. I think the work is, there's a lot of work that we need. So there's work. So it's just a choice of how we're going to move. That's what I gather.
Yeah, so you're right. So what we're doing is a lot of the SDC mild moderate programs now will have instructional assistant 3s, 6 hours to provide that consistency. So they will have the support in those programs. And that's from TK up to, that's from pretty much middle school up to high school, right? And so you're right. And then in our ED programs, our behavior programs, our autism programs, again, we're talking about those behavior support aides who are trained in ABA and understand how to teach the social skills and address the social, emotional, mental health. So you're correct. We're trying to get support. And then the students who are in the gen ed, so we have California Ed Code that mandates all that teachers who teach students in the gen ed who receive special ed services they have to have an aide with them. So all of those teachers still have their instructional assistants. Those have not changed. That's mandated by California Ed Code. What we're doing is looking at our segregated programs and making sure those students get the support they need so we can get them into the gen ed class to be more inclusive, to ensure that equity and access also. And that's for all students who receive special ed services.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I saw two hands up. Thank you, Ms. Kramer. Thank you, Ms. Ely. Okay, Ms. Walker, was your hand up? Okay, Vice President Montez. You're muted.
I just wanted to just make the comment that Ms. Ely's absolutely right. There are occasions where the parents or advocates request one-on-one aids for their student due to the agreed upon IEP for the special education child. Sometimes even if a district is a little reluctant to provide a one-on-one aid, you know, they can be taken to court and awarded one. But yeah, there's occasions where these contracted services have to be provided by the district. If we don't have these services in-house, we have to provide them based on the IEPs, right? And based on the education, like the education code, we have to provide them. If we don't have them and the children deserve these services, we have to provide them. But it would be nice to try to provide as much of the services in-house as possible. And just to add that whether services are done in-house or outsourced, accountability can still be met. Accountability and you know, responsibilities still have to be provided by somebody. Somebody's got to overlook the third party. Somebody's got to be in charge of making sure the third party's doing you know, what they're supposed to be doing. So whether these services are provided in-house or from an outside agency, the way we hold an outside agency accountable is if they're not providing what they're supposed to be providing, and if they're not, you know, if we're not getting the best bang for our buck, then, you know, those bucks go somewhere else. Thank you. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, board, are we ready to vote, or does anyone have anything else? All righty. Thank you, board. Great questions, great topic. Okay, Ms. Walker, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly? Well, yes.
Aye.
Yes, I saw you yawning twice, and then I heard you the third time. Thank you. Clerk Lewis?
Nay.
Okay. Thank you. And Vice President Montez?
Aye.
Okay. And myself, aye. All right, board, thank you very much. And staff, Ms. Kramer and Ms.
Ely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That takes us to adjournment, board. So the next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on June 9th, 2021 at 7 p.m. and available to the public via YouTube stream, same as this one. And make a note of that. Where else can you have this kind of entertainment? For free. Okay. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office. And Student Board Member Lopez, will you motion us into adjournment, please?
I motion to approve.
To adjourn. Perfect.
Second, Clerk Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you. And preferential vote by Student Board Member Destiny Lopez.
Aye.
Thank you. And Ms. Walker.
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you. Clerk Lewis.
Aye.
All righty. Vice President Montez.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Aye.
Absolutely. Go 2021. That's right. And myself, aye. Thank you, everyone. Go class of 2021. Do you wish to say something, Ms. Lopez, to your class? Last chance.
Oh my goodness. I'm so proud. Girl, I didn't think we were gonna do it. I'm so proud. We had our moments, but we got through. I'm so impressed. I honestly am. And I can't wait.
Well done. Well done, class. All right. Board, community, staff, family, thank you very much. Dr. Avila, do you have anything?
Nothing, just reiterating congratulations to the graduating class and thanking parents, staff, students for hanging in there with us. Your safety is our priority, and I'm looking forward, I know the rest of the board is looking forward to celebrating with each of you at the graduations.
That's right. That's right. Okay, thank you, board. Thank you, Dr. Avila, and staff, family, and community. Okay, it's 8:45. Time to check out, and everyone stay well. Good night, all.